Hello and thank you for joining us on ERi-TV. This is English News Broadcast live from the headquarters in Asmara at exactly 10:30 p.m. local time. First, the top stars. Meeting conducted on strengthening organizational capacity. Seminars conducted on sexually transmitted diseases. Honduras slams U.S. meddling in internal affairs. New U.S. sanction targeting illicit financial network aiding Iran. Representatives of national organization in Germany conducted activity assessment meeting and participation in the national affairs on 26 and 27 November in the city of Mannheim. Mr. Johannes Rössum, chairperson of the Eritrean community in Germany, addressed the meeting attended by delegates from 32 German cities. He emphasized that it is the duty of every national to strengthen the Eritrean community and urged the nationals to enhance their overall capacity and participation in national development initiatives. In addition, reports were presented by representatives of national organizations concerning the execution of the designated programs, the development of mother tongue training programs, sports activities, and the overall progress of both national and organizational programs. The participants engaged in the comprehensive discourse centering on the importance of strengthening ties with social organizations and other institutions, expanding national organization, developing a mother tongue teaching program, and promoting Eritrean identity and culture. Seminars were arranged during the event to discuss the leadership and history of the national communities, as well as their forthcoming endeavors. The members of the Executive Committee of the German branch of National Union of Eritrean Women called for enhanced relations with women's organization, public diplomacy, and the media. The Ministry of Health branch in the southern region organized public seminars on 28th and 29th November in Dubarba and Adkhala sub-zones focusing on sexually transmitted diseases in general and that of HIV/AIDS and liver diseases. The head of HIV/AIDS and sexually transmitted disease control in the sub-zone, Mr. Asafau Gebremikael, and the promotion and information coordinator, Sister Belletesh Gebrab, delivered comprehensive briefings regarding the current state of affairs and spread and infection of HIV/AIDS on the regional, national, and international scale, and the initiative underway to raise the awareness of the public about the most effective means of preventing its prevalence. In addition, the coordinators reported that the prevalence of HIV/AIDS in the southern region has decreased from 1.66% in 2003 to 0.09% in 2022, and they urged further efforts in maintaining this progress. The coordinators also delivered comprehensive briefings regarding the etiology of liver diseases, preventing measures against their prevalence, as well as treatment and post-infection care. Mr. Tesfa Abraham, Managing Director of Adkhala Subzone, and Mr. Frewengel Takhlahaimanot, Administrator of Dubarba Subzone, emphasized the significance of the seminar in enhancing public conscience and advocated for their sustainability. During an activity assessment meeting held in Barantu on November 27 and 28, in the Gashbarka region branch of the National Union of Eritrean Women stated that the elimination of harmful practice is its highest priority. Mrs. Yihdega Johannes, the head of the union branch, reported at the event that commendable efforts have been made in collaboration with partners to raise public and women's awareness through the organization of seminars and training programs aimed at eradicating harmful practices such as child marriage, female genital mutilation, and underage marriage. Noting that the union's branch economic capacity must be developed further, Mrs. Yihdega urged a concerted effort in this direction, indicating that efforts are being made to foster an environment that is conducive to the economic development of women. The heads of union branch heads in the subzone of the region called for establishment of sustainable vocational training programs. The attendees of the meeting called for the implementation of vocational training programs designed to enhance the capabilities of women. Furthermore, they expressed support for the concept of coordinating training programs across diverse domains. We'll be back with international news after a short break. Stay tuned. Honduran Foreign Minister Eduardo Enrique Reina yesterday urged the U.S. government to stop meddling in its internal affairs after U.S. Ambassador to Honduras, Laura Dogu, spoke out about the naming of interim prosecutor. The situation in the Central American country is difficult because a very small group in Congress appointed a so-called interim prosecutor, but this person is making decisions that do not align with the interim role, the ambassador told Honduran media on Tuesday. The envoy sought to interfere in a sovereign and internal matter, said Reina, and rejected Dogu's remark as devoid of any legal and logical basis that interim prosecutors have different functions than permanent ones. Our Constitution makes no distinction. On the contrary, it's their obligation, as it's the obligation of all public officials to comply with and enforce the Constitution, he said. Earlier this month, the Honduran Congress named Joel Zelaya as Attorney General and Mario Morazana as Deputy Attorney General. Both are remain in the office on an interim basis until the different legislative factions reach a consensus with a qualified majority. The United States Department of the Treasury has announced new sanctions targeting 21 Iranian foreign nationals and firms accused of involvement in an illicit financial network for benefit of the Iranian military. In a statement on yesterday, the department said that Iran relies on an array of foreign-based fund companies and brokers to fund regional armed groups such as the Palestinian group Hamas and the Lebanon-based group Hezbollah. Iran generated the equivalent of billions of dollars via commodity sales to fund its destabilizing regional activities in support of multiple regional proxy groups, including Hamas and Hezbollah, the statement said. Iran engaged in an illicit financial scheme to generate funds to fund conflicts and spread terror throughout the region, said Brian Nelson, Treasury Undersecretary for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence. The U.S. has issued sanctions targeting Iran-backed groups across the region since Hamas launched a deadly attack on Israel on October 7, sparking fears of wider conflict that could draw in Washington and Iran's formidable network of proxies. Now we have a quick recap of the top stories. Meeting conducted on strengthening organizational capacity. Seminars conducted on sexual transmitted diseases. Honduras slams U.S. meddling in internal affairs. New U.S. sanctions targeting illicit financial network aiding Iran. It was me, Salem Burhana, with the news for this evening. Thank you for being with us. Have a good night.